Howdy everyone, welcome to another live stream. I will try and speak clear as possible and try not to speak too fast, which I am known to speak a lot faster than usual. I'm very sorry if I do speak fast, but of course, we have a lot to talk about. I'm sorry about the tone of my voice. If it does not sound so perfect, I never warm it up and it does not sound so cute, so I'm very sorry about that. Okay, let's go. Let's hear the audio quality. I never warm it up and it does not sound so cute, so I'm very sorry about that. Okay, I should try to speak a bit more louder and a bit more cute. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, we have a lot of news for today. We have a new razor company, Jeremy's Razors. This is the third Jeremy I know of, okay? We also have a lot of exciting news to talk about. But of course, which one should I do first? Obviously, the news. Now, when it comes to the news, I don't want to read every article because I want to discuss some other stuff as well. So, we aren't going to be talking too much about the news. As you can see, we have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. We have Shazam, which I'm not going to talk about to be fair. It was a good movie, it was really good. But of course, at the end of the day, DC already lost out with their cinematic universe because you need to understand how crazy their universe was. It was very dark and edgy. But of course, you're not allowed to criticize those movies for some reason. Okay. Okay, dokie. Okay. Morbius, don't care. Bethesda, I think I saw this article yesterday, but I never read it. Okay. Okay. That umbrella guy reacts to DC evictions. I'm not really interested, but I want to read this. Anime industry members reportedly attempted to pressure Anime News Network into removing coverage of molestation accusations against Damon Mills. If you don't know what happened, basically, there was some anonymous accusations against Damon Mills claiming that he groomed someone back long ago. Now, obviously, the person, we don't know who accused Damon. The person was anonymous. So, yeah. But of course, all of a sudden, like a couple of weeks later, maybe a week later, that same anonymous accuser all of a sudden took back his words. He had a retraction of his words. We don't know how. Okay. But, anyways, it's kind of crazy uh, that this happened because Damon Mills was one of the people who, well, one of the many voice actors who backstabbed Vic Mignogna. Remember when Vic Mignogna had all these accusations against him? Remember that? If you don't know, this happened like back in 2019, early 2019. There's plenty of YouTubers who covered this. Basically, what happened was a lot of these fake accusations came up against the voice actor Vic. You may know him from the roles from certain characters in Full Metal Alchemist. I never watched that, but of course, he's also known for playing Obito in Naruto, and of course, Broly in Dragon Ball Z. So that's good. Uh, I'm sure many of you will know him now. But still, at the end of the day, a lot of these fake accusations came up, and all of these voice actors went hard on Vic Mignogna. They treated him so terribly. People took these no, these real images actually with him and fans, and they changed the context of that. It was kind of crazy how they did stuff like that. They tried so hard to get rid of him. It's kind of crazy. And now, look at this. Following an anonymous individual's leveling and retraction of his claim that Funimation anime dub voice actor Damon Mills had molested him when he was just 15 years old. A new development alleges that the entire situation saw unethical and direct interference by the industry members. It's kind of crazy because this is the same industry. This is the same industry that treated Vic terribly, the same industry that was open about attacking Vic even with fake evidence. All of a sudden, they want to protect this golden boy. Why? Now, if you don't know, Damon Mills is the guy who plays Frieza. Now, currently, he plays Frieza. Okay, okay. Alright, this is the only thing I'm going to say about the recent Mills article because it bothers me enough that I have trouble sleeping. This will probably be screenshots and archived. During the week of the retraction and then the subsequent admission of fabrication, a voice actor and ADR director admitted to Anime News Network to take our articles. The person stated that if we didn't, Mills may commit suicide and we have to write about that. And we would have to write about that. This doesn't make any sense. Why would he commit suicide if he is innocent, you know? A lot of people came supporting him and stuff like that, but just remember all those people supporting him, the industry supporting him, they did not support Vic. When Vic had fake accusations against him, these people in the industry did not give a flying frick about that. The day of the retraction, Duncan was doxxed, and the screenshot is and if the screenshot is authentic, the person that did so probably already knew who he was, or at very least shared a mutual friend with him on Facebook. Okay, more stuff. Basically, they wanted it to retract. Retract. History doesn't cease to exist when the story changes. It's kind of sad how the industry does this, you know? Oh my goodness, they are totally fine with Vic Mignogna lying about him, attacking him. Knowing Anime News Network, I'm even surprised that they didn't do it themselves and forbid users from mentioning it. Looks like they still have some courage left. Only if they take down the Vic Mignogna articles. Oh yeah, this was the same company that wrote a lot about Vic Mignogna. They wrote so much of bad things about him. You know, published slander. Yeah. So basically, um, now they're getting told to retract their articles. Why? Why? It's a clique of the same voice actors from the early 2000s. Okay? Why am I not shocked about this progressive hypocrisy? Let the groomer off himself. Nothing will be lost. Okay, I think, that's comments. But at the end of the day, the way people treated Vic, the way he got treated, was really insane. The amounts of articles, the amount of people who backstabbed him, it was sad, you know? And the amount of frowny faces, all these other voice actors, not everyone, but some of them, the way they performed, you know. I remember when Vic was going to this anime convention, a couple of these voice actors, including Damon Mills, uh, basically, uh, they said that they pulling out of that convention for that same year because Vic was there. You know, it was really sad. Mark Ruffalo, Taika, what I don't even know, Leonardo DiCaprio, Scarlett Johansson, and more signed petition demanding the Royal Bank of Canada to withdraw financial support from Coastal GasLink pipeline. I don't get it. Why do these celebrities act like they care? Celebrities don't give a fuck about many things. Some celebrities do, but these celebrities, all these celebrities on the list, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Alk over here literally said, you rather, let your pets die in order to own, the Putin or something like. He said something like that, because of this war or whatever. It's like you rather see other stuff go just to be on the good side. What does that even mean, People like this don't really care about you. Simple as that. Disney's latest debacle over Florida's anti-grooming bill is the latest piece of evidence exposing corporate America's sickening hypocrisy. Let's read this. I love the thumbnail. Even though it's badly edited, I love it. Now, if you don't know what's going on with Disney, oh my goody two shoes, we have a lot to talk about. just a shortened version of of a description. Basically, uh, the CEO of Disney recently said that he supports the bill that's anti-grooming. Now, what many people don't know about this bill is that it's not an anti-gay bill; it's a anti-grooming bill. Okay, they call it the "Don't Say Gay" bill, even though it's not called the "Don't Say Gay" bill. It's called parental rights or something like that. Okay, corporate America has a real problem on its hands, and it's only getting worse as the woke mob attempts to cudgel major corporations into adapting its radicalized stance on issues and economics, sexual proclivities, and gender theory. More and more seem to cave about uh, abject cowardice and unwillingness to stay in their own lane. I don't get why Disney needs to take any side, regardless of the bull. You know, like I don't want them to take left or right side. You know, like okay, like why do they want to take both sides? Not just for the bull, but for anything else. I've heard they always take this both side stuff, which is ridiculous. Just don't go get into politics. Simple as that. Don't talk about it because you're an entertainment company. The best thing to get more people on your company to support your company is to not talk about politics, okay? The left use the cliched and hyperbolic "your silence is deafening." I hate when they say that. I really hate when they say that. Oh, white silence equals violence. What the hell does that even mean? Your silence is deafening. They think they own you. That's the saddest part about reality. They think they own you, you know? It's like, "Oh, I watched a couple of Disney movies. I own you now." It doesn't make any sense, you know? They bully these companies, and the companies are afraid of putting their foot down or anything like that. You know, what secret plan to have students change genders? If you don't know, this happens in schools. I'm not making this up. You have teachers literally telling children to be this or that. Look at this. California mother claims teacher manipulated a daughter to change her identity. How does that even make sense? Why on earth are teachers telling them this? Okay? Why? Why? That's my main question. How did teachers get so radicalized? Not just in California, but across America. How did they get so radicalized? Not even America. What about the UK? Okay? What about all these progressive countries? What happened? Why? Why? Why did they do this? It's so sickening. You know, you're supposed to teach them right from wrong, not wrong from right. Honestly, you know, and people wonder why there's so many trans in this generation, in the younger generation. Why there's so much of children who identify as the weirdest stuff. You want to know why? Teachers like this. That's why. Okay, many of these teachers, they fresh out of Tumblr, they come out and start shoving things on children. Simple as that. It's so sad. It is really sad, you know? Netflix walkout. 8 isn't funny. Cuties was not funny. I did not see any of these yahoos walk out. I'm sorry, but I did not see any of these yahoos walked out when Cuties was a thing. Um, None of them walked out whatsoever, you know? But oh no, Dave Chappelle makes funny jokes. How dare he? How dare he? Oh my goodness. Brandon has pronouns. I can't believe it in society we have to put these fucking pronouns. It's become the norm, basically. Whatever happened to not caring? Whatever happened to, you know, not caring, you know? Like, we can tell this is a man. You don't need to put the I can't believe it, you know? Like, back in the day, only a select few people would put this stuff in. Now every Tom, Dick, and Harry is doing it. It's become the norm, you know? How do we fight back against this type of stuff? Number one, stop listening to people like this. Simple as that, you know? The right is winning in certain politics in America, But that's just it. When it comes to cultural stuff, we are losing. We have to get back as much as I can. Daily Wire might help us with the cultural stuff, but we have to make sure we also push on our own. You know. Uh, don't forget Spotify taking heat, but ultimately standing behind Joe Rogan. People need to start sending their kids to farms in the middle of nowhere for schooling. I'm talking no internet or cell service. Heck, let them live with the Amish at least until they're teens. I agree, Amish life may be better. Breaking news, Mikey will be transitioning in his next cartoon. Mickey. You misspelled Mickey. Okay. Uh, mm, wokeness is truly evil, exactly. All right then. So yes, enough about that. Let's read a couple more articles. Then we get to Daily Wire, and okay, Bull, Bullseye and Electra don't really care about that. Sorry. Disney and other companies support teaching gardeners about gender identity and sexual orientation. Let's just see what this is about. I saw this yesterday when I was scrolling down looking for articles, and I was wondering what this is about, so yeah, let's click it. Hours before the own employees stage a walkout. By the way, the walkout happened yesterday, and only like one employee walked out. Um, okay. Clownfish TV did an amazing video about that. You should check it out. Okay. It's a parental rights in education bill, but Disney owns subsidiaries and making uniform statements in support of Miami athletes and children, as well as the alphabet mob that appears to show their support for classroom ins- instruction regarding gender identity and sexual orientation. Disney owns property. Okay, they own ESPN, Hulu, uh, Disney Plus, Disney Parks. The bill has been labeled anti-grooming bill. Yeah, by Ron the Sigma. One of the best uh, people currently in America right now. I remember years ago when Ron was running against some guy, some random person, and people were saying, Ron has to wake up, Ron has to get up, he has to be a bit more strong. People were calling Ron weak just a couple years ago, back in 2018 or 19, and look now, look how strong he is now. This dude, I know a lot of people say he wants to be Trump, but here's the thing, there's only one Trump. There's only one Trump. There is only one Trump. You can't have millions more Trumps. I know it's a joke. I would always say let's just clone him, but that's just a clone. Ron DeSantis is not a clone. He's a own individual. So yeah, ESPN. Okay, Disney Parks, YouTube, Pride Collection. Why is there a child over there? What does a child have to do with gay stuff? You know. The message begins, ESPN believes in inclusivity and denounces the station actions across the United States infringe upon any human rights. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because human rights can also mean religious rights as well, which basically this stuff infringes upon. So what are you going to do? Huh? We stand with our alphabet mob friends and families and fans. ESPN, they went woke. They're supposed to be a sports site. We continue to partner with organizations. Doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why this is a thing. Can someone tell me why there's so much? Why? Okay. Why are there so much of fetishes now with children taking hormones? Years ago, this used to be seen as a bad thing. All of a sudden, people are totally fine with it. What the hell? They're just a child. They're just a child. When I was a child, I thought I was a freaking penguin. I thought I was a penguin. Okay? Children will say the most ridiculous things. Sometimes, if not many times, parents are the ones involved. Uh, parents are the ones involved telling children to transition, There we have Leah Thomas. Okay, Hulu. Let's I don't even know at this point. We stand. At least they don't get that much likes. Okay. Disney. Oh, okay. This has a lot of likes. Disney stands. We strive. I don't understand. Why don't you stand with Christians? Why don't you stand with the Muslims? Why don't you stand with the Jewish people? Why don't you stand with all the other religions and races? What is this? This looks so ugly. Oh my goodness. I don't care what people say. This looks so ugly. Disney has parks in China. They're still walking out today, buds. Lol, groomer Disney. Girl, if you don't open that checkbook. Okay. This looks so ugly. I remember years ago when the flag this was a rainbow. Now they add other colors to it. What does this even mean? Like, okay, this stuff looks okay, but once you get over here, like, it looks all ugly. I'm sorry, it just looks fucking ugly. Okay, they added race to the freaking alphabet stuff. Let's just be out. Okay, I'm sorry for yelling. Sorry, my voice becomes very unintelligible when I rant. But look at this. Look at this. They added race to gender. Yeah, race is now gender. Then we have this crap. Is this a problem in the jungle? You mean stop legislation that stops schools from sexualizing young children? Good for you, unfollowed. Uh, Remember when National Geographic used to be about nature? A couple years ago, National Geographic. I don't understand why people are surprised now. They have been woke for years. They have been so woke for years. Honestly, you know, uh, they lied about the climate change stuff. They took a footage of polar bear and they said this was happening because of the melted ice, even though the person who took the footage said the polar bear was starving from, obviously starving, was starving. So yeah, they lied about that. They just used footage just to push their agenda. Unfollow. It's human rights. No need to put special labels. That just segregates and seeks special treatment. Good content before this. Very disappointed. So we have a lot of people against this. This section is a free block list. Remember when National Geographic? Okay, I read that. A lot of people are unfollowing. Ma'am, 59,000 likes. Honestly, what does this have to do with anything? Then we have the little fist, Mickey fist, the walkout. In an act of magic. Magic does not support group. Okay, magic is magical. Okay. It's a free country, but understand, if you're protesting this bill, you are by definition putting yourself in favor of injecting sexual instruction to 6, and 7 year olds. Most people think that's wrong. Parents especially think that's wrong. That's what the Sigma said. Okay? Alright then. All these companies should just be instantly banned. This is so blatantly hypocritical. A bunch of brands become literally obsessed with promoting minorities out of fear of being cancelled like Disney. You're not going to win. Florida man DeSantis already shut you clowns down, and it's final, okay? You're not dealing with any man. You are dealing with Florida man, okay? Okay, he has the power of Florida alligators. He has the power of water on his side. The element of water. Ultra-rich companies like Disney should not have a voice in politics. Full stop. I'm sure many socialists and communists will disagree with you because, the communists of these days, the socialists of these days, they are so fucking woke. Like, how did they come from the past? Because the past socialists and communists, they weren't woke whatsoever. Now they are woke. Okay? Oh, the climbing in your windows, snatching your kids up, trying to groom them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they're grooming everybody out there. I love it. I love that reference. I love it. Okay. I love that reference. I love it. Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your kids, hide your wives. Okay, okay. I think that's all. Okay. Oh, this is a special one indeed. This is a very special one. CD Projekt Red. Now, I want to point this out. I'm not really into their games. They made the Witcher games and some other stuff, I guess. I don't know. CD Projekt Red was also responsible for Punk. Now, you may be thinking, what's the problem with this? There's nothing wrong with this, right? Actually, if you don't know, after their recent little game, well, little is a little word, their large promised game, Cyberpunk 2077, a game that takes place in the future in a strange city or whatever, the game was heavily broken and they promised a lot of things that was not in the game. They basically came out after that when people were having issues with the game and they said it's your fault. They did not take any accountability when it came with the game. Okay? Like, okay, bugs can be fixed, right? But for some reason the game was released on Xbox One and PS4. Two consoles that was not strong enough to even handle the game in the first place. People who purchased the games on those consoles, uh, they had to get refunds, I guess. I remember that's something that happened, I guess. PlayStation just took it off the PS4 store because it was so unplayable. Xbox just they just slapped a warning on it saying if you play it on your Xbox One, there will be issues, you know? But still, it was like they just threw it on the freaking consoles, even though it was not ready for those consoles whatsoever. And it was kind of sad to see that because the amount of hype this game had, you know, Cyberpunk had so much of hype since 2000 and something, you know, the game has been spoken about for like a decade, and they let down so many people, and that's the problem with hype because they hyped it up so much and the game was barely finished. You know, they had that 2019 E3 convention. Uh, all that footage was pre-recorded, pre-stuff. You know, that was all the good footage. After that, the game becomes boring and trash. Okay, simple as that. They promised the NPCs will be so realistic and stuff. They were barely realistic, okay? They were barely realistic, okay? When it came to your character creation, that did not matter because you only use like what do you call it? First person view? Yeah. So you do not even need to see your character. It is so crazy how they promised that, you know? It's so crazy, you know, and I don't get why they did that in the first place, you know? I get it. Hyping up is amazing, but hype is dangerous. We should all learn from this. Hyping something up is dangerous, okay? And uh the saddest part about this was honestly they had a good reputation for making games like The Witcher. A lot of people loved and respected them. But all of a sudden this happens, you know, Cyberpunk happens, and all of a sudden, you know, they lose a lot of credibility. They came out on a video and said uh, how how much that they worked. I have no idea, to be fair. Watch the video. Watch the video. It's been a while since I watched their response video to the game's criticism. And fun fact. Those who had early review copies, they weren't allowed to show their own gameplay for the review. If they were making articles on the review, they had to base it off pre-recorded gameplay. Yeah, they had to work it out on pre-recorded gameplay. They couldn't play the game themselves and talk about that. They had to talk about pre-recorded gameplay. Okay? I want to point it out so much. And the amount of people that were shilling up for this, it was really sad, honestly. It was really sad. The game is basically forgotten of now. One of the biggest blunders. And here's the thing. Like, okay, forget about the bugs. What about what they promised? You know, a lot of things they promised, and it wasn't really an immersive game, you know? Uh, Daily reminder: most of the staff who worked on The Witcher 3 left because of poor pay and with working conditions, which led them outsourcing to diversity hires, which led to Cyberpunk. This game will go that same road. Here's the thing: I'm totally fine with redemption. I think any company can redeem themselves depending on how far they went in the past. With CD Projekt Red, what they did with Cyberpunk, it's somewhat redeemable, somewhat barely redeemable. The company is somewhat redeemable, but I don't even know if they'll even do such a thing. Because let's be real, they are not going to do uh something like that, like something good. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this, but I don't know. I should not judge. You never know. You never know what could happen. Uh, you never know what could happen. They could turn around, do a total 180, and make the company great again, you know? But it's all about how they do it, how they execute their stuff, how they work. They cannot promise too much. They should not hype up everything. They must learn from their past mistake in order to survive moving forward. Because people are gonna not trust them now from their latest blunder. What can you do? They have to redeem themselves, and they have chance now with The Witcher. Let's just see if they can do so. If they can't, then unfortunately that doesn't really matter, I guess, because people will not care. Am I even making sense? Basically, yes, they are redeemable as a company, but they should learn from their mistakes. They should not repeat their mistakes. What they did with Cyberpunk was totally terrible. They should not repeat that. Simple as that. Simple as that. And if they can't do it, then unfortunately it's pointless if they can't do it. What's the point of making another Witcher game if they can't do it? Here comes a character creator. Trans things will be in the game and wokeness will be abound. Okay, if there's a character creator, there's always these type of stuff. And I want to have a little rant about character creators maybe some other time. It should be like a very important video. Okay, from the developers of Cyberpunk 2077, please be excited. Okay. Dumpster fire in the making. Will it be woke? Okay. So yeah, they are partnering with Epic Games. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I would say that they have a lot to work on after their latest blunder. Okay. Okay. So I don't know if they're trustworthy now, but let's just see if they can do what they can do in the past and not really make the same mistake of Cyberpunk 2077. That game could have been a good game, but unfortunately, it never was. You know, what they promised was totally different. Okay. Okay. All right then. I think that's enough about Cyberpunk 2077. All right then. It's time to talk about the main important event, Daily Wire's new company, Jeremy's Raises. Now, I love the thumbnail. I love the thumbnail already. I love it. 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 Okay, you warned me with the thumbnail, okay? Now, if you have not watched the ad for this company, I recommend watching it. I wish I can show it. As I said in the past, my OBS does not record videos so well. So, unfortunately, we can't watch this live. But I've watched it like a couple of times. It's so good. It's so fun. It makes you want to buy raises. Stop giving your money to people who hate you. Give it to me instead. That's the perfect slogan. Why I hate Aries. If you don't know what happened, basically, last year, around the same time, Harry's, a razor company, pulled out their sponsorships from Daily Wire. You know why? Because one person with 2 followers on Twitter complained about them. And Harry's was like, oh no, we don't support hate and blah 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 blah. And basically they pulled out of Daily Wire, you know? From a account that has 2 followers, by the way. It was very annoying to see that happen, and they were quiet about this for some time until recently. They were teasing out certain things and showing certain things about, like they were teasing out certain things on their community posts about Harry's. So I had the assumption, and a lot of other people had the assumption that they're going to make their own razor brand. Now, so far it just started out. So yeah, we don't know how far they'll expand, how far they will go with this, but I hope the best for this company. I really do. Because let's be real, Gillette went woke. Gillette backstabbed men, okay? Gillette, who has slave labor. What else? They call you a rapist if you're a man. The same people who have slave labor calling men rapists. Yeah, well done. I remember they hired a feminist to direct that advertisement. I remember they hired this strange, wacky feminist to make this ad, and the ad was so pointless. By the way, the Gillette ad back in the day, 2019, early 2019, that ad, the comments were finally disabled around last year. They disabled the comments finally. It took them a long time. Uh, you know, it had like 1 million dislikes, you know. It was so messed up, the things they say about men, and all of a sudden they want us to buy their fucking blades. Honestly, it's so disturbing. They paid us. We advertised their razors. We did this for years with a clear understanding that Harry's can leave. And oh, sorry, my bad. I thought they were quoting Harry's. My bad. I was doing my SJW voice. They paid us. We advertised their razors. We did this for years with a clear understanding that Harry's can leave any time for any reason. But after they left us, saying that for saying boys are boys and girls are girls, it was too much for them. So they betrayed us, at least at the behest of a 2-follower Twitter account. Harry's publicly condemned our show, attacking not just me, the CEO and God King, but all of you. They said your views you hear on our programs, whether you agree with them or not, are inexcusable, and drop their ads on our network due to misaligned values. They try to shame you for the unforgivable sin of not adhering to their to their woke. I'm sorry, I can't read. To their woke platitudes. Do your enough. Harry's and their ilk don't want you in their world, but I want you in mine. So stop giving your money to corporations that hate you. Give it to me instead. Now that's the perfect slogan. Give it to me instead. Now, pivots without carving. Look at that. That blade looks good. Sharp as truth. Okay, truth can really be sharp. With green and menthol, shaving cream, Founders series, the first of its kind. The Founders. I was reading that. More heft than the left. Okay, this looks really good. This looks really good. Okay, so now unfortunately you can only buy a kit. You can't buy it separately, so which is unfortunate. But basically, the Founders kit. Take it on the road or glorify it at home. The kit has everything you need to vanquish unwanted air. The durable, socialism resistant bag is locked and loaded with green tea and menthol shave cream and post shave balm, plus my signature razor. It identifies as the best shaving kit ever assembled, and its preferred pronouns are buy now. You know, I have a feeling that plenty of leftists, plenty of these far left lunatics out there, you know what they're gonna do when they see this? When they saw that advertisement, when they see this website, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna say this is cringy, this is evil, this is racist. They're gonna say this is cringy. You know why? Because they have a buy now. But the craziest part is that when they have all their pronouns and stuff on their bio, which is totally crazy, there's a thing called neo-pronouns, which is like all these weird feelings and whatever, and it's like, it's so strange. And they won't talk about that, but all of a sudden, when you have stuff like this, they'll complain about it. They'll say it's evil and stuff like that. Oh, go fly a kite, by the way. If anyone's offended by this, go fly a kite. For years, They told us, people like Harry's and Gillette told us we're not good enough. We're not good enough for for them. We're not good enough for them. How dare we have different opinions? We're not good enough. So here we are. Here we are. We finally have something of our own. And the left is going to be very bitter about this. It's not about owning the left. It's about understanding that they will be bitter about this no matter what you do. Anytime, every time. They always say, don't like it, don't buy it. It's not made for you. They'll say stuff like that right in front of your faces. Why don't you make your own social media company or stuff like that? They always say that. They always say that all the time. And when we do something like that, all of a sudden, these people blow a fucking fuse. Pardon my language, but oh my goody two shoes, how annoying is that? Anytime you make your own thing, all of a sudden they got all tempered. They throw a freaking temper tantrum all the time when you make your own thing. It doesn't make any sense, okay? They want us gone from their lives, and we do make our own things out of their lives, and all of a sudden they get pissed off. They get so pissed off. It's like, dudes, go support Gillette. Y'all love that company, right? Support them. Support, Harry's and stuff like that. They align with your values. Go ahead, because it seems like you always told us that we shouldn't care about these companies. Okay, fine. We're not gonna go with that companies. Y'all have all the companies. We'll have the good ones. Okay, like this one looks really good. This one looks really good. Anyways, okay. Sorry about that rant. It's just that for years they've told us this, and I'm sure many of you understand what I'm talking about. They will always tell us, hey, you don't like it, don't buy it. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. They always talk about social justice stuff. What are you complaining? Are you racist? They always say stuff like that. Always. Always. Anytime, any single time you call out companies on their social justice bullshit. Anytime they call you the bad ones. They call you the evil ones. Just shut the hell up and consume, they'll say. For anything. Be it shows, company, brands, or whatever. They always say, shut the hell up and just consume. Well, they don't say it in your face, but that's what they mean. They want you to consume their crap. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. We're going to support stuff that supports us. Because, you have almost everything. They have almost everything, all these weird companies on their side. So why is it a problem? Why is it a problem for us to do our own stuff? What happened? Never mind. Anyways, I would like to just say that if you want to support them, check it out. I think they deserve the attention. I think they deserve the best of the best sales. Dailywire is one of the only few conservative companies doing something, because yes, we conservatives, we bitch and moan all the time, and I get tired of that. Anytime something goes woke, we bitch and moan. We bitch and moan, and nothing is done about that. Nothing. Excuse me. Nothing is done about that. Nothing at all. But now when we make our own stuff, a bunch of leftists are going to be seething and crying, because how dare we make our own stuff even though they told us to make our own stuff. Okay. Anyways, I wish them the best. I hope they sell a lot of races. I hope they really perform well. Okay, it's time to go. Okay, it's time to go. And I want to just say, have an amazing day. It's pretty late. Actually, it's not late, but it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go. I've been holding my pee for so long. Okay, I've been holding it for so long. I need to go really bad. But of course, have an amazing day. And if you are in America, you can support Jeremy's Razors. For some reason, it's not available worldwide. I hope they actually make it available worldwide, because that will increase their sales. So I think they should at least make it worldwide. And if you have not watched their ad, check it out. It's really good. It's really amazing. What else can I say but, I wish them the best. They're one of the only conservative companies doing something and fighting back. And I wish more companies will do the same. When it comes to my company that I'm creating, obviously, it's going to help in some way, but without being so political. Like my brand is not political. But when it comes to the counterculture stuff, it's going to be pretty much part of it. So, yeah, even though my company is not part of politics, it will still be part of the culture war. And obviously, I hope it benefits for the culture war in some way. Obviously, I don't want to make my stuff political. My stuff is apolitical. That's why I feel like it will benefit the culture war a lot. But anyways, enough about that. I'm going. I really need to pee really bad.